Some of the biggest names in snooker history are battling to become the world seniors champion, led by a man with 6 world titles, Steve Davis. The 1981 world champion, the grinder, Cliff Thorburn. The winner of the most dramatic world final ever, Dennis Taylor. And Bradford's own Joe Johnson. There's the world and UK champion of 1991, John Parrott, and of course the people's champion, Jimmy White, a man who's been to 6 world championship finals. Nigel Bond, Steve Davis, John Parrott, they're all through to the semi-finals of the Wildcrest Park Homes World Senior Snooker Championship. Just Jimmy White and Cliff Thorburn to come.
I think we played up in Scotland, and you buried me after you won the World Amateur, and I like 80, was it 82 or something? Something like that.
I can't remember last week, Cliff, but no, we've been having battles. 31 years or so we've played so many times. It's hard to pick out any one particular one, but Cliff beat me in the Masters. Fine, that was a big one. I beat him in the Mercantile, and we've had, I don't know, we must have had 30, 40 matches. I couldn't remember.
Well, I can't remember 30 or 40.
Yeah.
I remember the Mercantile because you played a fantastic snooker against me to win the last frame.
Yeah.
I was really gutted about that one. Jimmy White played a snooker.
You're okay now, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Were you often annoyed about how Jimmy would slow you down?
No, not at all. Actually, Jimmy's the perfect sparring partner for me. He's I've enjoyed playing snooker with Jimmy White more than anybody else in the world, and I'll say that because he's here. He's got. I was joking there, and we played the Masters, and Jimmy actually in the Masters we were was it 8-6 or something like that, and and I was starting to go. I was at 45 in front, and I left Jimmy in the balls, and I know he was going to clear up, and he actually called a foul himself, like a small cue ball foul. Just nicked it, and nobody saw it, except that Jimmy felt it on his cue and he called a foul himself, and I'm on to win the tournament from that situation. Nobody's ever shown that much integrity against me, and that's the kind of guy that he is. And I hope he doesn't play as well when we play.
I do remember that. No, I do remember that. Yeah, but I actually touched the white, so it was a foul shot. But we've been playing in the Snooker Legends last year, and it's the first time Cliff's played for 12 years, and I think we've done about 16 of the Legends tours last year, and towards the end he was starting to hit the ball well, and he's been practicing ever since for this tournament. So I'll be on my guard, that's for sure. He'll be trying to win, don't worry. I'm going to bring a tent, I think, to be in the D.
Well, it's best of 3 too,
It's a marathon.
It's a long match for me, best of 3.
No, listen, I enjoy. Listen, Cliff's always been a very hard player to beat. Tough player, and it's nice to see him playing again. He loves it.
He's a grinder, though.
Listen, they don't call him the grinder for nothing,
I played 2 safety shots in all those Legend Tour events.
You won one, do you remember?
And I'll be playing 3 at least against you.
He was partying that night.
Yeah, it was great. What do you mean
Don't
one?
tell
I think I won 2.
You won 2?
No, I did win 1, yeah. That's right, yeah.
Someone nicked the trophy. Listen.
Great moment, that one.
We're great pals, and tomorrow we'll be trying to win, But if he beats me, I'll shake his hand and wish him all the best.
We're buddies.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the last of our quarterfinals in the Wildcrest Park Homes Seniors World Snooker Championship. And what a match we've got for you first. Let me first introduce the 1980 champion of the world, Mr. Cliff Thorburn. Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, none other than the People's Champion. Please welcome Jimmy White! First of all, Cliff, can I say welcome back? It's an absolute pleasure. I mean, over the years you've been coming from Canada to England to play in these tournaments, well, seems like a million times now. It must be great to be back.
37 years I've been coming here, yeah, it's been great. And every time I know that I'm going to be playing a top quality player, I'm thrilled to bits and looking forward to it.
And how's the game now? Are you still competitive in Canada, or are you playing mostly pool?
I do a lot of trick shots on pool tables. I don't play too much snooker anymore. And I'm looking forward to playing on a fast table or putting down a marble staircase, as they say. But, it looks pretty interesting, and, I'm just going to try and get a hold of the table, that's all.
And Jimmy, absolute pleasure to welcome you to the Seniors World Championship, your first go. What's it feel like to be a senior?
Well, I'm 48. You've got to be over 40 to be in the World Seniors. 30 years ago today, I won the World Amateur Championship. So that's I've been about a long time. But they're all great players. Cliff and me, we've been playing on the Legends Tour last year, and we're going to do it again this year. So he's been getting some practice in. Don't worry about that.
Well, two absolutely fine exponents of the game are now going to play. Please give a warm welcome to Jimmy White and Cliff Thorburn. And our commentators for this match are Dave Hendon and Joe Johnson.
Would you like to call it, Cliff? Heads? Just tails. Jimmy's choice. Jimmy, it's your choice to break.
You're going to break? Where's the play?
Thank you, ladies and
Well,
gentlemen.
this is a real clash of stars, isn't it? Jimmy White, the People's Champion, against the legendary grinder, Cliff Thorburn from Canada. First to two is into the semi-finals. One man who isn't there is Joe Johnson, who was beaten in an earlier quarter-final by Steve Davis, but you enjoyed yourself, Joe.
Yeah, we all had a good time, and it's just a little unfortunate that he happened to put more balls than what I did. Cliff Thorburn there just checking to see how far that white ball is off the baulk cushion. Good break off from Jimmy White. Well, not a good safety shot from Cliff Thorburn. And he's left Jimmy with an early chance. Just checking to see if the black goes into the left corner. He's left-handed, so he'll be able to take this one to the right corner or the left corner. White in the middle. So first blood to Jimmy White.
Yes, he was telling Willie Thorne before the start. Bit odd, really, to be considered a senior, but 48 years of age now, one of the game's oldest players, and still, of course, so popular.
Yes, and I've been watching Jim play it in the local club, Kew Gardens, and he hasn't missed much, I can tell you. He's been playing very, very well, as has Cliff Thorburn. All the players are really up for this tournament. There's the grip of the whirlwind.
9.
Not a bad angle on the middle pocket. He's fairly straight on the blue. He's left-handed. Oh, he's missed that one though.
Jimmy White, 9.
Oh, that's incredible, David.
Just a little twitchy one, that looked like. Maybe there are a few nerves in the air.
Yes, it was a little quiet, wasn't it? I think he was expecting a bit more noise on the shot, David, but an early chance now for Cliff Thorburn.
30 years since Cliff Thorburn became world champion, the first non-British world champion, beat Alex Higgins in an epic final at the Crucible in Sheffield. Retired in the mid-90s, but still keeps his hand in with exhibitions, and no one ever tried harder than this man.
1.
Well, just wanted that cue ball to go through just a little farther for the black. I think he can see enough of it, but can't quite control the cue ball as he would have liked. Well, just crept in, but that's all it needs to do. Here it is again, just touching that near knuckle, and it's dropped in. Now, thin cut to the right corner. Again, can't quite control the cue ball here. May try and use that pack of reds to hold the white ball for the black. But a tricky shot, this. There's the loose grip of Cliff Thorburn. Using the pack of reds, but didn't quite catch it thin enough.
8.
Now the trouble with this shot, he's opened the pack of reds and he's left a nice easy opener.
Welcome back to Bradford and the Wildcrest Park Homes World Senior Snooker Championship. It's Jimmy White against Cliff Thorburn.
Yes, of course, the big difference between these two is that Jimmy White still plays on the circuit, so he has plenty of competitive snooker all through the year. And
yes,
he's been playing pretty well, Joe, this season.
I felt that, David, when I was playing. I was playing quite well.
8.
I was striking the ball well, but I found myself being a little bit more nervous than I used to feel. And I'm sure it's just a matter of match
9.
practice. And Cliff Thorburn in the same boat as what I was. Hasn't played in matches for quite a long time.
And of course, this table is so fast as well, so that's another thing he's got to get used to. Jimmy White would be used to the quick tables on the circuit.
16. 17.
Yes, again, this table like greased lightning, I can tell you. Left a nice angle on the black here. Remember him missing one of these in the World Championship final frame against Stephen Hendry.
So does he.
Yes, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, 1994, that was his last World Final, 6th appearance in the final. But he has a chance to become a World Champion here in this event.
25.
Well, decided to play for the loose red. Could have gone into that pack of reds there, and he's going to need to go into them at some stage unless there's any plants about. But he's got a nice rhythm round the table, Jimmy White. It's not fast like it used to be, like the whirlwind used to be, but still a nice rhythm. Looks in control, and there is indeed a plant there.
33.
And this is looking pretty ominous now for Thorburn. Now is he on his red to the left corner? Apparently he is. And pink available to the left middle.
41.
Yes, there'd be no more popular winner than Jimmy White. Well, now that Bradford's own Joe Johnson is out, anyway.
Yes, he's a great crowd favourite, Jimmy White. And he will be a popular player to win this championship.
47.
A terrific round of applause when he came out his seat.
48.
So a great start. Remember, this is a short match. It's only first to 2 frames. And Cliff Thorburn, because he hasn't played so much recently, wanted to get himself in early on and get a feel of the table, but in fact the opposite has
54.
happened. He sat out most of this frame.
55.
Yes, well, he did have that early chance where he had the clip on the red and held the cue ball using the pack of reds, but unfortunately he missed the pot. And this is the result of that shot.
61.
But he's taken them very well, Jimmy White. He's just having a look at the scoreboard now to see what he requires. At 62 in front already, so this frame well and truly won now.
62.
Well, I wonder, will we see our first century of this World Seniors Championship?
Well, it wouldn't be a bad way to start the championship, would it? And he's looking good for it, David.
Yes,
68.
very much like Steve Davis, Jimmy still loves snooker, loves practicing, loves being a part of tournaments, and the crowd still love him.
69.
And it's great to see so many players playing well, isn't it? Well, nice little joke to people there. Is there a prize for the highest break?
How's the table?
Not bad.
How's the table, Cliff asks him.
75.
Well, maybe he'll find out in the next frame.
76.
A good mix between the fun element in this tournament and the serious competition as well.
Another good pot with the rest. Excellent rest play, Jimmy White.
81.
And this would be terrific for this crowd if he could manage a century break here. Oh, he's missed the red.
What a shame, but it was an excellent effort. Jimmy White opens up with a break of 81, and in no time at all, he's taken a 1-0 lead over Cliff Thorburn. Well, this was a surprise that he missed this. He was looking so good up to this point.
For the one moment, 147.
Winning the British Open in '96 against John Higgins.
Easy, 97.
Winning the Bradford Championship for the first time.
Best snooker in memory, winning the UK.
Best snooker memory is also my worst snooker memory. 1985 Blackpool final.
Both.
Facebook.
And neither.
Bored with both of them.
Neither.
Oh, neither. Progressive rock.
50 Cent.
Take that.
Take that.
Take that all day long. Definitely whips. Me holding them.
Both.
Oh, handcuffs.
Definitely sofa.
Sofa.
Both.
It's Jim.
What?
Leather would have to be.
Boy, this is really getting. I've forgotten all this stuff. Leather.
Ooh.
Leather. I like the feel of leather.
Leather. lose the 2000. No, Mr. Black on a 147.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, in what department? I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know my worst thing. What's the worst thing you've ever done? I don't know what my worst thing is. You'd have to ask somebody else.
Worst thing I ever did. How long have you got?
Pro golfer.
No idea. I've always played snooker.
Poker player.
Probably an accountant, which is what I did before I actually started playing snooker full time.
I'd be in the crowd watching the Seniors World Final.
Welcome back to Bradford and the World Senior Snooker Championship, where Jimmy White is playing Cliff Thorburn.
You know, like I thought about coming back to Britain because there's not a lot for me in Canada outside of family. So, but what's that worth, of course? Everything, but just I miss the game. There's nothing in the game of snooker for me in Canada. Not too much anymore. You know, I still get work and everything, but you know, just you know, I really appreciate being here. Once you play, you know, in an event of this magnitude, we'll say, and being around my friends and some business connections, you sort of think, well, maybe I shouldn't move back. But I'm pretty happy. Don't go by my face. Willie Thorne, of course, he's been my friend since probably for 35 years now, and Dennis is, you know, I guess my best mate, Dennis Taylor. We you know, keep in touch, and it's you know, it's sort of ironic that our first match, first World Championship match, we both turned pro in '72 and got to play in the World Championships in '73, and you know, and it was against each other. Went, you know, 9-8 down to the pink, and we've been friends ever since. Yeah, I've been. It's you know, it's thank God for videotape, I guess. But people are happy to see me. I sense that. You know, I feel that, and it's, you know, just a great, you know, that people can, you know, talk about the things I've done in the past, all the good things, and you know, seeing, you know, young snooker players and meeting them and you know, having them, you know, look up to you like that, and that's something doesn't happen, you know, a lot back home. I mean, I'm sort of back home. I'm sort of like the Russian hockey player, you know. He's good, but he's not one of us, kind of a thing, right? But it's, you know, it's a minority kind of a sport. But you know, it's nice to be recognized and have you know, the youngsters look up to you again, and you know, give little, you know, words of advice to people, and see like a lot of my friends from the past who you know, are out there, you know, that were up, friends with most of us, to be honest with you, Dennis and Willie Thorne and Virgo Parrott and Jimmy White. I mean, he's so loved by everybody. This Snooker Legends thing really is like a Jimmy White love-in, you know. So I don't mind sort of hanging on to his shirt tail for a little while. But yeah, it's just great being around the whole thing. But you know, TV, the press, and yeah, it's you know, I miss it a lot. Well, the 147, I might be able to do that one frame. That sort of appeals to me a bit more than actually playing or winning 5 matches and going the distance. You know, say like in 2 or 3 of them. I mean, I'm all set to play on. Best of 3 suits me, but I've got to have an opportunity. And playing Jimmy, it's going to be tough. And he's my favorite opponent of anybody that I've ever played snooker against, because we have contrasting styles, but Jimmy never tries to out-safety me. He just he plays his own game. It's sort of people. I'm not saying that they get into a rut when they play me, but well, I guess they do, don't they? that, you know, but they all try to, you know, even the Potters try and out safety me. Well, you can't do that. I mean, I'm tough that way. And but best of 3, then best of 5, best of 7. You know, I've got to get on the board. I got to, you know, just got to start off good. But I'm looking forward to the tournament, obviously. Yeah.
Frame 2 of this quarter-final in the World Seniors Championship. Cliff Thorburn a frame down to Jimmy White. First to 2, remember, goes through to the semis.
And he'll be looking for a good break-off here. Needs to get that cue ball close to the cushion. And that's not too bad, although he's left this long red on for Jimmy. Oh, and he's locked it in as well. Didn't quite play onto the black. Wanted to leave the cue ball a little thin on the black, just in case he missed it. Didn't want to leave the red on just above the black, but this black is on. And there it goes. Yes, you're right, David. He's cueing quite nicely. Now, is there a prize for the maximum? Just a minute, I'll ask me.
I was going to say, if you don't know, Joe, nobody will.
Yeah, I think I've got £147 in my pocket.
16.
Of course, both these players made that 147 in the World Championship. Cliff Thorburn made the first, 1983, and Jimmy White made one in 1992. The second one, in fact, made there at the home of snooker. Cliff was actually saying that a lot of people remember him better for the maximum than for winning the World Championship itself, because, of course, the maximum is constantly replayed.
Yes, when he went down on his knees, what a picture that was, wasn't it? It's there in everybody's memory.
He was nearly crushed to death by Bill Werbenet, gave him a big bear hug. Been playing on the other table.
Into the pack. Now is he on anything? Well, may have one to the top left-hand corner, and he may have one to the left middle. But none of them are easy. Yes, it looks like the baulk corner's the favourite. Now, will he play back for the black? And I'm sure he's got maximum in mind, but with that red going past the middle pocket on the left side of the table, he may just try and win frame, match and follow through for the blue. And there goes the red. Good recovery shot from Jimmy White. And he really is looking sharp, isn't he?
He actually beat Cliff Thorburn to win his first ranking title, the Mercantile Classic 1986, 13-12. I think I'm right in saying he needed a snooker actually on the pink at the end of that match.
37.
Well, it's a long way to come for Cliff Thorburn for 2 shots, but it's looking like it may be. Looks very well, as you say, David. Doesn't look any different, does he really?
No, and he'll still be hating having to sit it out. He'd much rather be at the table.
Well, he didn't intend that kiss on the yellow, and he's disgusted with that shot. The cue ball throwing wide off the cushion with these new cushions, sliding cloth, hot cameras, hot lights under the cameras. Now this red to the middle may be on, but my word, it's a tough one. Can only drop it in dead weight. Excellent shot. There it is again. How did he squeeze that one in that middle pocket? Great shot from the Whirlwind. Now, how's the kiss going to be? Oh, that's perfect.
46.
Got a lovely red to the left corner, and deserved a little bit of luck there.
47.
Just off straight on the black. Would have liked to have been a little bit closer to this black. Right in the heart, and wanted to pass the red, and that's the difference. Had he been closer to
54.
the black, he would have got on the red. So Cliff Thorburn is going to get another chance. May not be a chance at a red to pot it, but at least another chance
Jimmy
to
White.
play himself back into the game.
54 from Jimmy White at the start of frame 2, well and truly in control of this match.
Welcome back to the Wild Crest Park Homes World Seniors Championship. Thorburn against White.
Cliff Thorburn is renowned as a great safety player, and he needs to find that game now to keep Jimmy White out, because so far he's potted pretty much everything. Here's Cliff. We've not seen much of him in this match.
I feel like a dinner guest.
It feels like a dinner guest. Well, you can't really call this a chance, can you? The red to the left corner here. But does he take it on, or does he play safe? He may as well take it on at this stage of the game. No, he's grinding. And that's what winning means to him. He's not going to go for anything and risk everything with this last shot. Well, Jimmy White not letting up in the slightest. It doesn't get any easier, does it, Cliff?
No, welcome back to the big time. This is what big match snooker's all about. He knows that as well as anybody.
He can just nick this red to the right of the pink.
Oh,
Well, caught it too thick.
Jimmy White 4.
But it's not... He hasn't done too much damage here. Nothing easy left for Jimmy White.
Well, I think he'll be happy to have seen the white go in there. If he'd have stayed out, he could have left a red on.
Yes, absolutely. Had the cue ball wobbled in the jaws, instead of going in, it could have been frame and match. Well, it was a plant, and he went for it. But played the cue ball safe just in case he missed it. And this isn't bad. It's trouble again for Cliff Thorburn. Again, he's going to have to catch this very thin. And this is where some of the older players don't quite see the edge of the ball as they used to. This is a tough one. Caught the last one thick, remember. Well, he's caught this one a lot better. And that's a better safety from Cliff Thorburn. But this is a chance at the red to the left corner for Jimmy White. If you can miss the red just above the black. Oh, and what a terrific pot. And could have done with a kiss on the blue there. That's where he played the white ball too, just in case he missed it. Here's another look at the red. Terrific pot, played with a lot of left-hand side. And pushing the green safe just in case Cliff Thorburn gets back to the table. Not taking any chances, Jimmy White. Just having a bit of insurance with that green. And as you said, David, welcome back to the big time. It's really tough. Hitting Jimmy White in form. But he's battling still. Bringing a red off the cushion. Just in case he gets back with a scoring chance. And that's not bad. Forcing Jimmy White to bring another red off the cushion.
Yes, there was never any doubt that Cliff Thorburn was going to battle. This is a guy who played till 9 minutes to 4 in the morning against Terry Griffiths at the World Championship one year before winning in a decider. And the fact is, the match he had that 147, and although it was a distant memory by the time they finished.
Well, would dearly like to play the red on the left side cushion, but the cue ball going dangerously close to the reds. So, may be able to nick this one into the right corner, but he's got to avoid the reds. No attempt at the pot, and he has to miss the blow. And this could be it. It could be his last shot.
Yes, Jimmy White 59-0 ahead as he comes to the table, 75 points available, so not far away.
Very dependable with the rest. Needs it again though. Another good pot. So, one more red required.
7.
And the last red is always the hardest, isn't it? Oh, so finally a chance falls for Cliff Thorburn.
In some way, you know, it's typical of Jimmy's career. He's put his fans through so much agony over the years on the way to either winning or losing. Still a big favourite, but the match is not over yet. 66 in it, with 67 on.
Yes, just having a look at the black there, David, to see if it goes to the right corner. But the pink is available. So, his first point in this game. And it could have landed a little better. Would have liked to have been on the blue. Getting the blue back on its spot. Well, if he takes the yellow, he's going to need snookers. Well, can he see enough of this blue to the right middle? Good shot.
Yeah, but even with the blue, he needs a snooker. He's 60 behind with 59 on.
6.
Well, as you can see, the red just goes. The black, not sure about. Oh, he's missed the red. And it's gone over the middle.
6.
So that's definitely the end of Cliff Thorburn's attempt at the Seniors Championship. And he can come and join me and Dennis Taylor.
1.
Yes,
So we can talk about what might have been, David.
yes, indeed, that's one for the bar later, I think, Joe. It's difficult in such a short match when you haven't played that much competitively to get yourself into it straight away. Who knows, if the match had been a bit longer, maybe Cliff Thorburn could have found a bit of form, but unfortunately for him, he's run out of time. But also he's run into a Jimmy White in excellent nick. 81 in the first, 54 early in this frame. He looks very sharp, does the Whirlwind. He's going to play John Parrott in the semi-final. Steve Davis against Nigel Bond in the other semi. Could it be Davis
16.
White, Joe, in the final?
Well, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? Without a shadow of a doubt.
17.
Well, he's never been world champion, Jimmy White, but he is the people's champion, undisputed. And they'll be delighted that he's still going in this World Seniors Championship. He's played very well in this match. The grinder, Cliff Thorburn, was no match for him. It's Jimmy White who goes through to the semi-finals. He's a winner by 2 frames to 0.
Well, what a great match. Our last of our quarterfinals comes to the end, and Jimmy White beat Cliff Thorburn 2-0. Cliff, you came over from Canada, and you never really had a shot, really.
You know, it worked out to be about 1,000 miles of ball, actually, Willie. I think it worked out to be, but you know, I enjoyed it. It was you know, very brief, but you know, it just goes to prove this fellow's 48. The standard he plays is unbelievable, and you know, I knew that from the Legends Tour. We played quite a few times, and he made a maximum against me one match, and then missed the pink against John Parrott the very next frame in the final. So I know he's playing well, and it's, you know, it's just good to see he's actually putting all the time in, and he could be one of the few players that can actually win the, you know, the amateur, the worlds, and the seniors. Yeah.
Good point, Jimmy. That would be a nice feather in your cap, wouldn't it?
Settle for that. No, it's just you know, best of 3. Cliff's still capable. I missed the blue, and he potted the red black, and he didn't come very comfortable on a red. You know, and it's very dangerous best of 3, as you know. It's like a quick sprint. But I'm pleased to have won the match, and it goes up to best of 5 now, which is a marathon. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I'll play John Parrott.
How difficult is it, Jimmy, to come into the room cold and with there not being a practice table here? Does that affect your game?
Well, in the Winter Gardens in Joe's club, we've got a fantastic practice table there, and I've been there this morning, but I like to sort of have 10-15 minutes now before I go on. And I left Joe's club about 12 o'clock, so it was a little bit cold for me, but lucky enough I got in the balls and produced.
Cliff, will you be back next year?
I'd love to come back. You know, it's been a wonderful tournament, and you know, I know that I can play better than what I did.
Never really had a shot, did he, ladies and gentlemen? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the quarter-final lineup. Please join us next time for our first semi-final.
Thank you.
On to